Pete Carroll, apparently he's been angling for the Chargers job.
Yeah,
he wants to work for the Chargers.
We told you, man. Petey's old ass didn't want to go away. It was all kumbaya that, it was a mutual decision and to step down.
He wanted to stay with the Seahawks.
Yes. But they kind of put it out there during the press conference, and I don't think he wanted to crap all over Schneider. But then like 2 days later, he came out and was like, yeah, the only reason I'm not the coach is because non-football people made the decision, a.k.a. Jody Allen and Burt Cold. So we knew he wasn't going away. I just find it fascinating that both Pete and Bill, who are ancient and 1,000 years old, are sniffing around all these jobs.
Well, they want to work.
Yeah.
And that's their prerogative. That's fine.
Sure.
They're legendary coaches, both of them.
Yes.
At the same time, neither are getting substantial interest. And it sounds like Jim Harbaugh is going to come shove Petey down.
Yeah, by all
bully.
By all accounts,
Harbaugh to the Chargers.
Within the next 48 hours, Jim Harbaugh will be the next coach of someone's.
Yeah.
Do they have fans? I don't know,
I think
seven LA Charger fans.
I mean, I tried to be. I mean, I like the San Diego teams.
Yeah,
but they were so hard because, well, they've sucked a lot, and they have a terrible owner, and then they just moved. So I don't know. I like Justin Herbert.
It's the worst fan base in the country.
I really like their unis and their logo and stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I got a Chargers uni.
But you play in the. You're a Jersey guy, are you?
Hell yeah. I'm a Justin Herbert
of course
Chargers jersey owner.
You're rocking that jersey.
I love Justin
with
Herbert.
Your cargo shorts. I love you, Schultz.
I love you too.
Eating your McDonald's.
It's shorts. It's not cargo shorts.
If Herbert propositioned you, would you have to do it?
No.
Yeah.
If Michael Bublé propositioned me, I'd be like, yeah, where do
Schultz,
I sign?
You touch it. You would.
No.
Wow, Bublé over Herbert, huh?
Yeah, Herbert's not, sorry, I love Herbert, but he's not the best looking dude out there. Come on. There's much better looking. If we're talking quarterbacks, I think I'd be particular to like maybe a salt and pepper Jimmy Garoppolo type.
Schultz, no offense to you, bud. Not only you would touch it for Herbert, I'm pretty sure Harrington could probably get you to do it too. I'm sorry. We get a couple Dutch brothers in you. Add a little Irish coffee to that. Yeah, I think we know what's happening there.
No booze, just coffee and sugar.
Yeah, I think that would be
anyway, Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers. That's a good hire. I don't know how they could do better than that.
The guy has won everywhere he's went. I mean, God, he's riding on the doorstep of one in San Francisco. Tremendous job at San Diego, Stanford, Michigan.
Sounds like they made him a big fat money offer, but the question is like they got to decide on a GM, and this is where it gets hairy with a guy like Harbaugh
because their GM is now in Vegas.
Yeah, Telesco. Well, they fired their GM.
Yes,
and it looks like the Raiders are going to hire Tommy Telesco, who did a pretty good job there. I mean,
I actually think he did a better than
yeah. I mean, he drafted Bosa, he drafted Herbert, he drafted Keenan Allen. Like Tommy Telesco did a pretty good job. They just for whatever reason the Chargers are just so chargery, and they just did not have a good record when he was there. But I don't think it was really his fault. They had that's a good roster.
Yes.
A good quarterback.
The only thing that has derailed them, coaching, but has derailed from a personnel side is just simply injuries. And everyone misses on stuff like the Kenneth Murray thing, but you mentioned, from Derwin James to Bosa to Slater to Herbert, they found Eckler, Mike Williams. I mean, they have hit. They have hit on a lot of their first 3-round players. It's just that unfortunately for them, they all get hurt. So I'm not certain that you can. I mean, do you really blame Telesco for that? I think they've done a nice job of putting together a roster.
He was there a long time.
I would say injuries and coaching have let them down more than anything else.
And I just think their owner sucks.
That's true.
It's probably hard to win there, and that's where I think it's going to get. It could get interesting with Harbaugh. Like, who do they pick as GM? How does he fill out his staff? The devil's in the details on that.
Yes.
And how much control do you give Jim Harbaugh? All of that.
Sounds like he wants a lot, or at least a say.
That's what I'm saying.
In what happens.
Right. So then if you hire a GM that has other ideas, now you got a problem. And therein lies why franchises, even with good rosters or even good coaches, fail. Well, because there's infighting. Like that.
Well, and supposedly, like Bill, the hoodie, he interviewed twice with Atlanta, and I guess the sticking point there is that he doesn't want to answer to a GM, and he doesn't want to answer to their I guess CEO, or what would you call him, president of operations. There's Rich McKay, who was there with the Bucks, and I guess him and Bill have butted heads for years, and Bill is basically saying, no, I'm not going to do it. So it sounds like they're moving off him because when you've been imagine being the head coach, the GOAT of 6 Super Bowls, and you're 14, 15 wins away from being the winningest coach of all time. And for the first time, someone's like, you're going to have to answer to not 1, but 2 people. Yeah, that's why I just say, everyone thinks it's a slam dunk that Bill ends up getting Shula's record. I'm not certain. I don't know who hires him, but I don't necessarily think it's a slam dunk that he just waltzes in somewhere and wins 9 or 10 games 2 years in a row. I don't.